facts here that I was just laying out earlier, but all the bells and whistles here. I know what's going on, just in general. It isn't all of it, but it's the biggest piece of it. The left said if Trump gets in, he's going to persecute us with retribution, and he's going to be a tyrant. No, you committed massive crimes, persecution, surveillance, lawfare, fake criminal charges. You say you're going to have an armed rebellion. You're going to use a racial trigger to do it. We have a responsibility for the massive trillions they've stolen on record, the incredible corruption, all of it, to prosecute these people. The human trafficking, the rape, torture, slavery. It's not sex trade. It's not sex trafficking. It's not child porn. It's child rape and torture. We have to go after these people. And they're not going to stop until they're met with justice. And so, okay, the Pentagon with the top people has been meeting about overthrowing Trump, about coups, about resisting. It's on record. We keep catching it on undercover video. Simultaneously, their surrogates were on corporate media saying, thank God the Pentagon's meeting in secret how to respond to the tyrant Trump. They don't say plotting a coup. It's how to respond to him. He's a dictator. Really, he's elected and done nothing wrong to you, except be attacked by you and your minions, this mob of crooks that are so arrogant because they've never been held to account and they think that they're above the law. They've never faced what? What have they never faced? Consequences. So, Jamie Menino, the main civilian liaison at the Pentagon, running the briefings on what they're going to do to Trump to resist him and stop him and his administration. Trump should have been doing press conferences. He should have said, when I get in, we're going to get those documents. We're going to hold them before Congress. We're going to have the FBI investigate. We're going to have Pentagon security. Oh, sorry, the head of that's running it. And we are going to court-martial the officers involved, and we're going to indict the civilian conspirators for treason. Can you imagine the national news with Trump talking about Menina caught up in a child sex sting 3 years ago? Who is this FBI, CIA, Pentagon manager? Who was he meeting with? Who was in these Pentagon meetings that CNN bragged about at the same time? Well, we know who. I'll guarantee it because he's here talking about it. Nicholas Terza, Department of Defense branch chief. And when you go look at what he heads up, I was like, well, why is no one reporting on what branch it is? So I go look, and isn't it interesting? He's a big manager over security, Department of Defense wide. So were there 20 people in the bubble, the most secure area where they have war plans? Was it 100? What were their names? And then the Secretary of Defense calls them all into a boardroom, one by one, just like Elon Musk does at companies. And he says, well, we have these documents and these reports, and we know what's going on. Were you part of this? Would you like to tell us more? What was said in little breakaway groups? That's where the real criminal stuff gets planned. And maybe you're not part of this. Maybe you want to tell us. And after you go through this 10, 15% of people that were there, you're going to get them to start talking like canaries. They're going to sing and say, yeah, I was scared about this, so I recorded the meeting. Oh, you got a recording? Thanks for that information. Well, you're not going to be going to prison now when we find out this is accurate. Your friends are, though. And just like that, you're going to learn down the civilian chain, John Brennan, Obama, Hillary Clinton, probably Lindsey Graham, all the other blackmailed people, and then you destroy them all in the news politically, and then you court-martial and indict them, and the whole thing's over, and the whole thing's defeated, and all their little cowardly minions cut and run. Others are going to come creeping up and saying, I know about a big nest of crime. Can I be given amnesty? Oh, of course. In fact, you go infiltrate them more and get us more, we can pay you. How about money? That's how this is all done, folks. I know most of you know that, but Trump must strike now. No hesitation. Now, the reason other people don't talk like this on air, other than General Flynn, is because they're scared. Because when you say what needs to be said about what needs to be done to millions of people, the coup plotters know this is the silver bullet. They know this is their Waterloo. They know it's over for them. And that's why when Trump first got in, he maybe had 30, 40% good people. Didn't know what he was quite doing. He admitted that. But they were scared to tell him about the bad people because they were scared. And those that weren't scared, they got indicted, they got put in prison, or they tried to do it. You know, we all experienced it. General Flynn, everybody else. Myself outside the government. We're going to do a lot more, like Flynn's doing today. And so, yeah, I'm risking my life doing this right now, but it's easy. Because we're going to lose everything, including all our children's futures, and probably die in a nuclear war with these lunatics that release COVID on us and the poison shots. It's just got to be done. Smash the deep state coup plotters. Release all the information, haul them in, get the whistleblowers, put it all out. The president has that power to declassify whatever he wants, when he wants. Destroy them. And Kash Patel, Trump said do it. They released the Crossfire Hurricane. Devastating. Now we need the indictments for treason. But on the military side, it's easier. It's military uniform law. And when you're saying, I'm going to secretly resist my commander-in-chief and I'm going to leak information criminally, and we're going to block him and we're going to plot what we're going to do if he does something illegal, that's the cover for the physical coup. Totally illegal, but that's their little justification. Like he's Hitler and it's Operation Valkyrie. And it's open and shut military prison. Leavenworth. And then when the minions of the system see their bosses in orange jumpsuits, it will be like the sun rising to vampires. Game over. So, and these are all horribly unsavory people. All of them are involved in corruption. All of them are involved in horrible behaviors because they don't select people to join the satanic New World Order crime syndicate unless you're really, really, really nasty. What, you think it's just MS-13 and TDA that make people kill little kids to be in the gang? They want total dirt on you, and they want to know you have no soul, and they want to know you like it. They don't even trust you if you don't like killing kids. It's not just you're willing to kill kids, you got to like it. And if you like it, well, you're in the club. And it's this sick cult that's doing all the open, evil, outrageous crap that you see, the poison in your food, brainwashing your kids secretly into their pedo cult, their trans cult, all of it. The open borders, the human trafficking, the rape slavery, the World War III, the poison shots. And I get it. A lot of people that have worked in the government, the system, and the court get up close to the top and they see it, and they'll retire, they'll run away, or they'll kind of just act like they don't see it to try to make money off of it. But then a large portion of people are just scared. And so they decide to not face what they're looking at. But there's going to come a time for anybody that still has any soul left. We are going to have to really choose which side you're on. And that's why good is starting to win, is because the evil got so out in the open, so destructive, and was selling the idea of survivable nuclear war and selling the idea of global collapse and killing 90% of people. And the globalist managers openly, publicly saying they could manage that and control that. And then anybody that could have done real managerial or understanding of society or geopolitics or culture or history would go, you think you're going to manage turning the food off incrementally and the energy and starving people to death over the next 10 years? And you think you're going to manage that while you live in palaces and fly around on luxury jumbo jets? And you think your kids and your family and you are going to be safe in this hell you're creating? That is the dumbest plan ever. And so a lot of powerful people that were just going along with the system, doing their projects that were overall moral, but had to have the approval of the globalists to even run their industries and services, realized there was no more room to coexist with Satan. Because there's never room to coexist. You're being put into a trap. And it got so bad that a lot of people from the grassroots up went, whoa. I mean, Elon Musk, one of the most powerful people in the world, even at the time, one of the richest, steering COVID, his 9, 10-year-old son with the baby mama wants to go to this elite school. He doesn't know. He says, sure. He had no idea. They put him in a cult, brainwash him, tell him he's a girl, tell him hate your dad, never talk to him again on purpose. Then that was a head they were getting. It was mounting it on the wall. It was a cult victory. And Musk came and said, hey, stop. This is wrong. Let me see my son. And they just laughed at him. And then he looked around and saw his brother and his crew getting really sick and dying from the shots. And then he looked around and he said, it's really this evil? It's really this bad? He was always for more people. He was always for prosperity. He was always pro-human, but he didn't, he thought Alex Jones was extreme. He thought it was, a little exaggerated. And then he found out, no. And these people are so evil and so arrogant, they thought they could take his child as a prize and that somehow he would bow to them as a hostage. And instead he said, my son is dead and you're going to be destroyed. That's right. You don't negotiate with terrorists. Because the minute they know you've got fear, which you don't, the minute they think there's some lever they can pull to get at you, they will go for the lever. But what they hate is when they realize there is no lever, except their destruction. There's only one lever getting pushed here, and that's the one to pull the trap door out from under their feet so they drop, and that rope around their neck snaps their brainstem from the spinal cord. That's the only Pulitzer Prize I'm looking for. That's my brass ring. That's what I find at the end of the rainbow. That's my pot of gold. That's what I'm looking for. Not even because I detest and hate these people, and I do, but because they're on our children, mauling them like a pit bull, chewing a toddler up to death right in front of you, and all you know you're going to do is you're going to get its mouth off of its neck. This system is so arrogant that it killed over 30 million people growing with the shots, that it would purposely target powerful people's children because they represent the cult, and the cult thinks it's more powerful than even Elon Musk. So Elon says, I'm going to go join the resistance of other people that this has happened to, and no, we're going to beat you. That's the spirit. That's what Trump's doing. That's what I'm doing. That's what Tucker Carlson's doing. That's what you're doing. That's why through our courage, which is contagious, Joe Rogan has joined us and everybody else. Now we have to have the courage to finish the job, to deal the blow, to finish them. And there are people scared. Oh, we can't court-martial 3-star generals. Oh, we can't court-martial high-level officers. Oh, we can't indict FBI agents for treason. Oh, but you can shoot the populist president and try to kill him at his golf course and in Pennsylvania. Oh, you can kidnap our kids and chop them up. Oh, you can human traffic 1 million kids over the border that disappeared. Oh, you can start World War III. See, the consequences of letting them continue on are 1 trillion times 1 trillion infinity worse than whatever the consequences are for the men that have got to do what must be done. I have no fear of what they can do to me or my family because they're all destroyed anyways if this thing wins. I only have fear of failure. And if you realize the power you had, and if you simply stepped into that office that God has created for you, that agency of God's will, to go do God's will, to fight evil, to expose evil, you will be as bold as a lion. I have no fear. It's a distant memory. I've not had fear in 30 years. All I have is determination and anger at the idea of failure. I don't fear failure. I am angry at failure. I am enraged that I'm not strong enough, that my oratory skill and my mind cannot transmit the total truth to you so that you would know you have no choice but to fight these people. If you saw your supposed choice, you would know there was no choice at all. But people, out of fear and laziness, think, what do you do? Well, it's all of us doing little things together, isn't it? I'll go to break. I'll come back with a deep dive on the ongoing coup, and I'll try to do a recap that's quick for everybody. We can get out on X because everybody can't sit around for an hour and, you can sit around for 3 hours, watch a football game or baseball game, but, I mean, come on, man. We got stuff to do. I mean, there's a game on tonight. Yeah, well, we're all being slowly killed right now, right? I mean, you like how the enemy creeps up on you? You like how they use their stealth operations on you? Because you're under assault. Again, I know so many people that are good people, nice, hardworking folks, and if they saw, a guy walk by their house with their dog and watch the dog take a dump in their yard, the guy sends the leash out, lets the dog out 20 feet in your yard, takes a big dump in your yard, the guy starts walking off. Most people would say, hey, man, hey, bro, hey, dude, what? Uncool, pick up your dog crap. And the guy goes, watch your mouth. Kick your ass. People that are smarter and older would say, oh, hey, okay, man, God bless you. But even I at 51, I'd say, I've learned to control myself. I'd say, what'd you say to me? But see, I don't take those fights because they don't matter. But when it comes to satanic child kidnapping rape gangs, when it comes to nuclear war, when it comes to military coups against our country, when it comes to all of that, you bet I'm ready to fight. And that's what this is. So I need people to get your heads screwed on straight. Who cares about your baseball game? Who cares about your football game? Yeah, if we were in happier, better times and not in this crisis, that's fine. I'm not judging you. I'm saying this isn't the priority. This is everything. We're going to go to break, and I'm going to come back and read through it all and play the clips. It's just literally no one but General Flynn that I see. I mean, we need to prosecute the Pentagon plotters. It's open and shut. Do it. What do you think the Pentagon does? It overthrows governments and kills people when it's in America's interest and moral, supposedly. When it's pointed at the American people and our elected president, it is treason, and it is the #1 threat to us turning the country and the world around. My God. But they normalize all the coups and all the attempts. It's like it's just disgusting. Whereas populists, whereas the people, whereas the elected government, whereas the legitimate people, we just accept that they do this to us and to our children and to our bodies and to our minds. Well, I'm done accepting it. And I'm not here, and my family's not here, and you're not here to be shit all over by these demons. All right, we're going to break. Please share the live feed. Critical information coming up from Alex Jones. I'd say share it from Infowars.com/show. We can be shut down as early as next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We've survived a lot of stuff, but this is court, final judgment stuff. They've so discredited themselves. It's hilarious, but it is what it is. But the great news is they don't own the AlexJonesStore.com.